Hardcore Minecraft, oh boy. One simple mistake and it's all gone. And in this world where everything around me is trying to kill me, I'm gonna attempt to survive 100 days straight. I know you know the drill, let's do it. So, naming the world I Suck in Minecraft, I loaded my world up, and without even looking around, I started chopping down the trees. And I made myself a wooden pickaxe. And then I went to get some stones that I saw on the other side of the river. I made a little set of stone tools, and I got down to the river and slaughtered an entire family of fish. I felt bad for them, but hey, this is hardcore Minecraft. I'm not going to take any chances. Iron, yeah. Coal, yeah. Then I went down to the cave and fought this annoying spider and showed him who the real boss is. I started placing down my stuffs in the cave, and yes, I was going to spend the whole night in the cave. I spent the whole night of the day one just mining, and I was able to get some good amounts of iron and copper, which I think is pretty useless. I made a set of iron boots with the little iron I had, and that was it for day one. Day two, I got out of the cave and I climbed up that mountain to get a better view of my world, and I think it was pretty good. We had savanna biome right there and had a beautiful plains nearby. This world was really beautiful. I got down to the plains and I found a donkey just chilling. He was having a good time. I started placing some seeds just at the side of the river, and then I started collecting some wood. I knew I was gonna need a lot of them. The sun was ready to set, so I got down to a little hole. No, not gonna miss the iron. As I was just mining my way down, I found a little cave where I fought this really skinny guy. I was able to find a good amount of iron and coal in the cave, and I was just exploring the caves. I found an abandoned mine shaft where I knew I wasn't ready to go in, so I collected the stuff that I saw in the cave, and as I was going to leave, this creeper nearly got me. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen, a full set of iron armor. Day 5, I started terraforming the land and started placing down the foundation for my house. The sun was about to set, so I made myself a chair and I went to shear a sheep for a bed. I placed my bed down and I could finally sleep now. Good night everybody. I woke up to day 6 and I continued building my house. I really don't know why, but I never have enough wood, so I went to get some. I made myself a little storage area and floored my entire house, and that was it for day 6. The other day, as I was just doing my work, these invaders came out of nowhere. I just kept doing my work, but they kept annoying me, and I had to get rid of them. They were just stupid. So I got rid of them all, and then I went to collect some oak because I really wanted to make my doors out of oak. Day 8 to 10, I finished the roof of my house, did some decorations here and there, and I finished my smelter as well. And shout out to Mr. Creeper. Day 11, I chopped down some trees, and oh, my house looks pretty good from up here. I did some sugarcane farming. I knew I needed a lot of it. I gathered some clay too. Yes, hardcore Minecraft, ladies and gentlemen. Day 12, I woke up and got out of my house to see a really beautiful sight of zombies burning, and I started making myself a farm. I started from wheat. I would get the other crops later. I was planning to make a really big farm, Day 13, I lit up the areas of my farm and started making animal pens. Not so big, but big enough to get by, Then I went out to get the animals in the pens. I decided to get the pigs later. I had a weird feeling that this fox is gonna kill my chickens, so I killed it. I got all the animals in their pens one by one and started breeding them. No, you don't want to see it. Then I went down to the caves to see if I could get some stuffs. I got some coals, some irons, met a creeper.
Hello there.
He exploded. I was having a really good time down there. Day 17, I went out to explore the ocean, where I was able to find a shipwreck. In one chest, I found some bamboos, so I didn't need to get to the jungles to find those. But as I was going to find the second chest, this drum with the tridents really got me. So I got back home and planted my bamboos. Then I went mining. I got down to Y level 11 and started making a corridor for the strip mines, where I found my first diamonds. Yeet! Day 20, I got back to the surface and crafted a map, which I'll need later for exploration. I fed my cute little animals and spent the whole day just farming. I went down to the mines to find some lava, because I wanted to get some obsidian to make a nether portal. Fought with a skeleton, and this zombie came out of nowhere and scared the heck out of me. I finally found some lava, and with the diamond pick I made, I was able to get 14 bits of obsidian. That will be enough for a portal and enchantment table. Then I go back to the surface and make the ugliest nether portal ever and lit that damn thing. And then I went in. I wasn't going to spend any time in the nether. I just went in to see how the spawn was going to be, and hopefully I could find some cool things. And sure I did. I saw a nether fortress in the distance and a ruined nether portal just above it. Then I went back home and decorated my nether portal, and I think it was looking kinda dope. Don't tell me it's not good. And then I prepared myself and got back to the nether and killed this bad boy. I went up to block this lava because it was running right in the side of my nether portal. I went to the ruined nether portal that I saw and grabbed that gold. And the loot in the chest was not good at all. I grabbed some glowstones and went to the warp forest that was just inside of my spawn to get some wood and those shroom lights. I killed 2 endermen on the way, but they didn't drop any end pearls. I made a little frame around the nether portal. Day 25, I go back to the overworld and go back to the abandoned mineshaft that I saw before. And as I was just roaming around in the caves, hey sir, will you please let me talk? There you go. I found a zombie spawner. I killed all those guys. I went in, and as I saw around, I didn't find any chests. That was not good. But in the mineshaft, I found a chest which had really decent loot in it. I couldn't capture it in the video, but I saw a village zombie as I was just farming in the night, and I somehow got him in here. I didn't have any name tags, and he didn't pick any of the items that I threw at him. Nothing at all. On the other day I saw, he despawned. Ooh, that's tragic. Then I dug a little hole, cause I wanted to make a cave-like enchantment room. And then I crafted an enchantment table and 6 bookshelves. I just had 19 books, so that's all I could get. But I would only enchant when I get to full levels. Day 27, I went out for a little exploration. I just went along the river, and to my surprise, I found a village. I found nothing good to steal, so I stole one villager and took him home with me. He just went in and started sleeping in my bed, and then I just blocked him around. Day 28, I went a little violent, and as I was just killing my chickens, the creeper showed up, and thankfully it didn't mess up my pens. And then I went to kill these cows. I was brutal. I only left 4 of them. Day 29, I just went mining. And look, some diamonds, even more diamonds. Then I went to the savannah the next day, and I ended up in a desert. So I was just roaming around in the desert, hoping I'd find a desert temple. But I stumbled in a village. No, nothing much in the village. So I climbed up a hill to get a better view around. I didn't find a desert temple, but I saw a ruined nether portal in the distance. So I went there, nothing much in the chest as always. There were a lot of cows around, and I needed a lot of leather. So the night was about to begin, so I hopped in my boat and sailed my way to my home. I even killed the cow that I saw on the way. Then I finally reached my home. At this point, I had enough bookshelves to enchant to full levels. So I enchanted my diamond pickaxe. Not bad, but I really wanted fortune. The next day I made a set of diamond tools. I even made another diamond pickaxe. I enchanted that one too. And I got the same enchantments as before. Come on, Minecraft. Then I went mining. Got some iron here and there. I collected some gold for some XP. Then I went back to the surface so I can kill some mobs in the night. I did kill some. Down you go, Skelly. The other day I went to the nether. I forgot to put on my gold boots, so I had to go back to the base. What are those? Wow, we don't usually get to see the site. The nether is pretty weird. Anyways, I decided to go to the nether fortress that I saw before. I had to climb my way up there. And then I went to fight the blazes, and I nearly died as well. Then I went around to find some chests, and I found one, and it had pretty good loot, I should say. Oh, and I made 2 skeletons fight each other. Well, I love it when it happens. I went back to my home and made a little stable for the horse that I decided to find. So I went out. I searched the entire savannah, day and night, but wasn't able to find any horse at all. At night, I was shooting mobs from a distance, and this freaking drowned tried to steal my bow. Get off my boat, mister. I found a shipwreck as I was just roaming around here at night. There was some leather armor that I don't need in one chest, and a buried treasure map in the other. Then I got back home and started building a mob farm, because I really wanted a reliable source for the XP, and I didn't really have much stone, so I built it with whatever block I had. Diorite, andesite, dirt. Yeah, I know it's the most ugliest mob spawner you've seen, and hey, it worked, and that's what I want to see. And these phantoms tried to get the best of me, so I tore them down, and I even got a membrane from one of those, which I'll need later for slow falling potions. Day 37. It was a pretty chilly day. I was just farming and gathering the wheat, carrots, pumpkins, and at the nighttime I went fishing. The whole night I fished till the beautiful sunrise of day 38. Then I went to kill some mobs. Then I enchanted my diamond pickaxe and finally got fortune on it, but it was fortune 2. It's not that great at all, but it could do a really good job, I think. And I went mining, and I was able to get a good amount of diamonds here and there. Now I had enough diamonds to craft a full set of diamond tools and diamond armor, and I killed some phantoms too, but this time they didn't drop any membrane. And then I went to the nether to see somehow my villager went to the nether. So I had to drag his ass back into the portal, and he did not want to cooperate at all. Finally he got back, and I covered him properly this time. But I still wonder how the heck did he get outside? Day 44. I went back to the first shipwreck that I saw, because I didn't get the buried treasure map when I first got here. And it turned out both the buried treasure maps that I had led to the same treasure. As I went to find the treasure, I found ruins. I think that's what it's called. I decided to went down to loot it, but look at these drowned. That could have been the end of this hardcore world if I stayed there for 2 seconds more. And one of those drowned knocked my boat down with a trident. I was terrified as heck, but I somehow managed to get out of there. And look at all these mobs. It's just so satisfying. Then I went to the nether. I went straight to the nether fortress and started killing some blazes. And I got some blaze rods as well. And I started looking around for some nether warts so I can get started with the potions. And it turned out this nether fortress didn't have any nether warts at all. Not in the chest, not beside the staircases as well. It was total trash. So I had to get out in the search of another nether fortress. I got so far away from my nether portal and I had no idea where I was. I even found a bastion when I was just roaming around. And I was that terrified at the time that I just didn't go in. Yeah, it's really funny, but I just didn't. And I finally found a nether fortress. And this fortress was really good. There was some decent loot in the chest that I was able to find. And I got some nether warts from the chest and some from the sides of the staircase. Then I got my ass out of the fortress, but I was just completely lost. I just didn't know where to go. It took me freaking days. And finally, I saw my nether portal. I could go home. And oh, it felt good to be back. I really thought I would never see it again. I just planted those nether warts just behind my house. And then I made some potions of slow falling. Yes, I was preparing for the ender dragon fight. Then I enchanted my diamond sword and got some pretty okay enchantments. I went to the nether and started mining for quartz. Yes, mining these got me a lot of XP. And then I enchanted my diamond leggings and my chest plate. And then I went to the nether again and straight away into the war forest. Because this biome in the nether spawns a lot of endermen. So there I was, provoking those endermen, killing them one by one. I got back home with more than enough ender pearls. Then I crafted another bow and enchanted it. And combined my previous bow with it. I made eye fenders with all the ender pearls I had. And then I made some potion of strength as well. And the time has finally come. With my half enchanted armor, I was set to find a stronghold. I threw my first eye of ender in the air, and it pointed me to the east direction. I had to get up to the roof to get it back. I kept throwing my eye of ender in the air, and it kept pointing me to the east. I was exploring different biomes. I got to a point where the eye of ender started pointing to the other direction. I was confused, but I kept following the eye of ender. And I finally got to a point where it didn't point to the other directions, but straight down. And then I didn't even look around. It started digging down, and there it was. I finally reached this stronghold, but it was kind of big and broken. I was looking for the portal room, but it was just so hard to find it in here. I finally got to the library, and I gathered some books from there. I thought I needed some, and I got some really good enchanted books from the chest. And look at this one right here. Then I finally found the portal room and destroyed that disgusting spawner. And with all the Eye of Enders in place, the portal was ready. I took a glimpse of everything around me and jumped into the portal. I was literally off the main island, so I had to make a little bridge to get to the main island. I killed some endermen there to get some ender pearls, cause I had none. Then I drank the potion of slow falling and the potion of strength, and the fight was on. I started by shooting those end crystals off the obsidian towers, but my shoot was really not that good. I kept missing a lot of my shots, but as the time went on, I got a little better. I kept blasting those end crystals one by one, and this dragon kicked me up into the air, thanks to the phantoms for the slow falling potions. I kept on blasting those end crystals one by one, and I was getting kinda good at these shots. And this freaking dragon kicked me up again and again thanks to those phantoms. And I don't know why this enderman was mad. And I realized my slow falling potion had ran out. I really couldn't afford to make these mistakes in here. I needed to make a little tower to get that last end crystal, because that tower was really tall. And now I had destroyed all the end crystals, and now it was just me and the dragon. I even managed to get some bow shots to the dragon, and again, it launched me up in the air, and I came down again. I managed to do most of the damage to the dragon with my sword. I tried some of my bow shots when he was in the air, but I mainly got him when he was down. And now the dragon was just one shot away. And now the end was finally free. I enjoyed that beautiful sight with my fellow endermen. I felt victorious. I collected all my XP. I got to level 67. 69 would have been nice, but I'll take it. And then I took my dragon egg as a reward. I got it the old-fashioned way. Then Minecraft congratulated me for what I did, and then I got back home and started managing my inventory. Whoa, it was a big day. And then I went straight to enchanting. Gotta use those juicy XP, and I was really lucky this time. All of the enchantments that I did were kinda okay, but I could definitely accept all. And now look at me, I'm dripping. But I wasn't quite satisfied with my sword, so I was just enchanting it, disenchanting it, trying to get some good enchantments on it. Bane of Arthropods? Come on! And I got looting tree, and I decided to stay on that. Then I made another pickaxe and tried to test my luck on it. I got Silk Touch, and that's pretty decent. And as I was just enchanting some books, I got Aqua Affinity on one. And now I'm looking pretty good. Now I'm looking absolutely decent. Just look at all these tiny diamonds. Day 60. I worked on my pathways around my house, and I was trying different blocks with it, and it was looking kinda decent at the end. and I did some crop harvesting. Day 61. I started making a villager breeder. It's not an automatic one, but it would do the job for me. And that was all for day 61. Then I started taking the villager that I had to that breeder. And I had to dig a freaking hole from down there to get him in. And the first one was down in place. And then I went to the village to get another one. I only saw children having fun in there. I searched the entire village and couldn't find any adult one. So I took a kid with me. I would just wait for him to grow up. He said he loved that place, so I just let him sleep. And look at this! He grew up in just one day. Then I started throwing them some breads so they can get started with some kinky stuff. And look at this! They just made the cutest baby ever. I'm just kidding, he's like the most ugliest kid I've ever seen. On the other day, I started making a trading hall just behind those animal pens. And I even got one villager in there too. And I decided to make him a farmer. Now, this part of my base was considered a village. And there were iron golems and cats spawning here and there. I tried to tame one, but taming cats is really hard. They do not want to cooperate at all. But I somehow managed to tame one, and we're best friends now. And then I got a villager in and tried to get mending out of him, and it took a lot of time. Curse of binding for 14 emeralds, and finally he was ready to trade mending. And I got a zombie in the trading hall, making sure the iron golems won't see him, and infected one zombie. And then I carefully killed the zombie. And then I started healing the zombie with the potion of weakness I brew, and the golden apple. And then I went to sleep. On the other day I went to him and now he was healed. So I got him back to his place, and the discounts now were not as good as I expected, but okay. And then I realized the villager that was ready to sell mending wasn't selling it anymore, because I didn't know how to trade with him in the first place for the trade to be logged. And as I was trying to get the mending trade back, he said he will trade infinity. So I decided to leave it there. And don't worry, I traded with him this time. In order to get mending, I got another guy in the trading hall. And with some tries, I got mending out of him too. And then I went to trade the wheat that I had to the farmer to get some even more emeralds. And then I straight up went to trade mending. Would trade a pumpkin for an emerald. Now he was looking pretty good. And then I even got Death Strider 3 with another villager. So I got one and put on my boots. Day 70. I decided to go back to the end, because I needed that elytra. So there I was, in search of an end city. I killed some endermen on the way because I had no ender pearls at all. And after a long run, I finally saw an end city. And as I went close to it, I found out it doesn't have any end ship at all. But I went in because I needed some shulkers. Someone was just welcoming me at the entrance. And look at all these shulkers. Goodness me, there were a lot of it. And they eventually helped me get to the top. And the loots were really good. The shovel was even better than the diamond shovel I had. And on the other chest there were some iron tools and gold. Then I went to the other section of the end city, again killing those annoying shulkers. And the loots were fantastic, as always. And then I left the end city with this amount of loot. Immediately I found another end city. It really wasn't that far from the previous end city that I found. I went there and I found out this dude didn't have any end ship at all. Then I just looted some chests and got down. I had nothing much to do in here. I was absolutely lost. At this point I had absolutely nothing to eat. So I had to depend on coarse fruit for food. I was just hoping I would find the end city within the elytra. And there it was. Finally I found an end city within the elytra. And I absolutely rushed to it. And when I got there, I didn't even want to start the end city. I towered my way up to the warship, killed that freaky shulker, and finally, I had my hands on the elytra. And as I went to get my hands on the dragon head, what is wrong with me? Anyways, I got out of the end city, and my main goal was to find an end gateway. I just needed to go home. And finally, I found one. I could go home now. And when I got back home, I put mending on my elytra. Then I crafted some fireworks, and now you can see me flying. Boy, it feels good. It felt really good to fly. With that happiness, I traded some wheat for some emeralds. Then I just went mining. Then I went to the abandoned mine shop. I hadn't fully explored it yet. I couldn't find much in there, so I just left. And look at all these trades the villager is offering me. Day 83, I transported some villagers to the trading hall. And as I was just minding my own business, this baby drown came out of nowhere with a trident in his hand. I had never seen a baby drown with a trident before. It scared the heck out of me. And look at all these tridents you threw at me. The other day I went exploring and I stumbled across some ruins. My previous experience with the ruins was not that good at all. But this time I was really confident. I had really good armor with me and I looted all those chests I found. And this dude came with a trident in his hand. I had looting 3, I tested my luck on him. No, he didn't drop it. And then I went to find the treasure with the map that I found. And I took all the loot from the chest, except those fishes. And this happened. Goodness me, that was close. I found these beautiful coral reefs as I was flying over the ocean. I collected some of it with the silk touch pick I had, cause I wanted to decorate those rivers and ponds beside my base. And I found some beautiful unicorn-like horses as I was just flying around, but it's sad cause I couldn't take one. I was just so far away from my home. and I collected some brown mushrooms in the way. I was really short on it, and I realized my elytra was halfway through its durability, so I decided to fly back home. And look at all these villagers inside this breeder. Oh my god. They were literally making babies in front of me without even throwing some bread or potatoes. I guess now it was automatic. And then I transferred these villagers one by one into the trading hall. And I found a zombie villager inside of a small spawner. I went up to block the small spawner for some time, and these freaky skeletons killed my buddy. So they had no right to live. On the other day, I went to tear down this oak tree because I needed some apples. I went to get some zombies in this spawner, but these iron golems were in the way. So I waited them to go the other way. And then I went to lure some zombies to my trading hall. Now I got one in and I decided to infect a cleric. He was freaking out. The zombie did a good job and I carefully got him out. And then I started healing my villager. I got him back to his place and the discount was really bad. F you, villager. And as I was just exploring the cave, I found a freaky dungeon. And this time it did have a chest. And I took some melon seeds and a music disc. So I plan to enjoy the music with the beautiful sunset of day 89. My cat told me to stop, so I just had to. And then I went to plant the melons, and I decorated the river at the side with the corals that I had. And I think it was looking just fine. And then at the night time, I just went mining and got some diamonds here and there. So I collected them all. And I even found a zombie villager as I was just doing my work. So I made him fall the entire way back to my base. And then I blocked him around with some stones and started healing him. And right after he was healed, I took him where it belongs, the trading hall. And one of the villagers in the trading hall was ready to sell power 4, and I needed one for my bow. So I just got it from him. I did some research, and I found out masons are the best to get the emeralds from. As you unlock the trades, they literally trade stones for emeralds. So I went down to get some stone with my silk touch pickaxe. I collected some stones and straight went to the mason. I got a good amount of emeralds. And this villager right here was ready to sell Unbreaking 3. So I got 2 of them. I put one on my elytra, I named it Eagle. And I put the other one in the diamond sword. The other day as I was just exploring the desert, I finally found my first desert temple. So I just went in. I destroyed that pressure plate and looted all those chests one by one. And it had some decent loot, I should say. And oh, how can I forget those TNT? And as I was just flying over the desert, I found another desert temple that was half buried in the sand. And I think that's why I didn't find a desert temple when I first explored the desert. Anyways, I looted the desert temple and just left. Day 96, I was returning back to my home, and on the way I saw a pillager tower. So I thought to myself, what if I start a raid in my base? Because now my base was now a village. If I start a raid and win it, that would be awesome. And I would get heavy discount on the trades I do. So I killed all those pillagers one by one and freed the iron golems too, and now I had bad omen on me. So I straight flew back to my base. And the raid had begun. At first, they were really easy to handle. Only few of them came from one side, and these iron golems were really helping me a lot. Villagers, vindicators, witches, I took them one by one. And as I took them all, they started coming in from all sides and they were too hard to handle. Their numbers started increasing as well. And oh, these freaking vexes. I just freaking hate them. If I can take one mob out of the game, these will be the one. It was just getting so hard. These Ravengers and Invokers were just too hard to handle. So I just ran into my house for safety. And oh my goodness, these vexes. It was getting just so hard, but I took some time and went out again. I totally underestimated the raid. But I wasn't doing that bad. I killed all of them. And now it was just me and the Vindicator. And I took him down too. And then we have it. I was the hero of my village. It felt really good. And then I realized the villagers in the front side of my trading hall were killed. Only the villagers that lived in the middle of the trading hall were safe. So I had to get some villagers from the breeder and get them back to the trading hall one by one again. Then I got a zombie at the trading hall to infect one villager. He did the job and I took him out. Then I started healing him. And this freaking iron golem came out of nowhere and killed my villager. You were supposed to protect him. Anyways, moving on. The next day I realized that the only pet I had in the game was a cat. And I really wanted a dog. So I got out to find some dogs. And I even found a couple of those. I tamed both with the bones I had. And I had to walk my way back to my home. Because these dogs did not follow me in Elytra. The sun was about to set, so we decided to spend the night in the village. We got back home on the next day. And be sure to suggest some names for these cats and dogs in the comments down below. And I spent the rest of the day just fishing. And we did it, guys. We officially survived 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. So on day 100, I took a little tour of my land, taking a look at what I had achieved in 100 days. And if you have made this far in this video, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you're wondering if there will be a 200 days video, well, if I survived, yes, there will be. I'm really planning on it. So with that being said, I'm Vivek. Peace out.